Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to a conversation that promises to be deeply engaging with Tanuja Chandra and Anupama Mandloy, director and producer of the movie Auntie Sudha, Auntie Radha, that we all watched and I think we thoroughly enjoyed it. So Tanuja and Anupama flew in from Mumbai today to be a part of this session. Welcome to City Beautiful, Tanuja, Anupama. Great to have you here with us. And let me start by complimenting you on a beautifully crafted film and on a subject that is of great relevance today. So we have all the film lovers of the city here who have turned up to say hello to you. So without further ado, I'm going to just dive into the conversation. And Tanuja, my first question is for you.
Before that, I'd like to say I love to see a house full. It's a sight that directors and producers love. Thank you, everyone.
So Tanuja, your film pivots around the life of two feisty old women who face the challenges of life with, of old age especially, with grit. But what really struck me even more was how unfazed they were in the face of the probability of death. Especially that matter of fact conversation, She says कि मौत तो आनी है, so क्या करें? बैठ के इंतजार करेंगे कब आएगी और कब उसमें बैठेंगे. So Tanuja, tell me what made you pick this theme for your film, and was there a defining moment, when you felt that I just have to make this film?
Yes, actually. I had always found them to be very interesting from childhood. They were funny and they were cute and they were loving. And I'd always found them very entertaining storytellers as well. And my father and mother used to go there to Lehra, to the Gaon, for their winter vacations. And I'd often call them and I'd say that, what are you guys doing? So dad would say कि कुछ नहीं बस खाट पे लेटे हुए हैं और बातें कर रहे हैं, अखबार पढ़ रहे हैं. These headlines were hilarious to me, that was the best part. So it was actually my mother who gave me the idea. My mother is also a writer. Kamna Chandra is her name in Bollywood. And she said कि इन पे एक फिल्म बनानी चाहिए, बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छे से दोनों एक दूसरे के साथ जी रहे हैं गाँव में. It's a great life. But when my mother told me about the help surrounding them, sorry, that's when it became a real story for me. That these two old women being taken care of by this motley crew of a staff, and how we can all just, if we are just codependent on each other, take care of each other, how actually simple and easy it is to live with each other and live a good happy life. There need not be this much strife in the world as there is, and so this became to me a microcosm of what could be a perfect life, and when I heard about that, that's when it became definite decision to make this film. And that's when I approached Anupama, and lucky for me that she and I go back a long way. We started out together, and then she went into television, I went into filmmaking, and then when I called her, she was most willing and loved the subject and decided to produce it.
That's great. So Tanuja, another thing popped into my head just now. I mean, they are your buas. So was it more difficult or was it easier for you to film them? Because we all have our nanis, dadis, buas, but although we love them a lot, of course, they do have opinions, and sometimes very strong opinions.
Yes.
Yeah. So did you need to push back sometimes, or was it seamless?
As in, I actually had not planned to be in the film, but then it was clear that they were talking to me and they were talking very comfortably to me. So very organically, I became a part of the conversation, in which, of course, there was no directing them. There was no telling them to do something because they couldn't understand what that meant. They don't understand. They were so unaware of even the cameras. There were two cameras constantly around them. they were totally oblivious of the cameras. Which was a beautiful part, but it's also unpredictable, you know. So when my sound designer would say, Tanuja, we missed that dialogue. I said, you'll not get that dialogue again. There's no way they'll listen. So they were not easy to direct, but that was what the beauty was.
Yeah.
The beauty was that, and they were very openly talking. They enjoyed having the whole crew. She actually went to the market that day to buy gifts for Anupama and the rest of the crew. And that's why when she said that mostly she hated most of the stuff that he showed her.
So it was like a natural, candid kind of, filming that
It was
happened.
actually, it was quite natural, and it changed along the way. My impression was that it would be a more serious film. I'm also a lover of serious drama and serious stuff.
Yes.
But they changed it. They made it funny, cute,
Interesting.
and spoke about death. Like she's older than me. It's obvious she's gonna go first. So it
Very
I
matter of fact.
ended up laughing most of the time. I laugh too much every time I see this film. I feel that.
Yeah. So Anupama, now my next question is for you. And I'm going to continue on the same thread of thought that we've been talking about. So tell us, what was it about this film and its creative vision that made you take on this project? And I'm going to just add on another little question here. Now this is of course a very niche film. So first you have a film that is a documentary film. Then it is a film that is on old age, and then it is women-centric. So perhaps for distributors and people who would like to finance, it might be a triple, whammy. So I'm sure that would have been a bit of a challenge for you. So tell us how all of that happened and what were the challenges you faced.
So like Tanuja said, we go back a long way. So when she reached out to me and she said, I'm planning to make this film and it's about my two aunts. I, at that phase, had just left my corporate world. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And so because one, it's a relationship of trust. So I knew that, if she's got a vision in mind, it'll be something that I can align myself with. Two, I think, while nobody in the crew had met the Buas. So we actually went in cold. There was no recce, nothing. We just went in and we shot. But I think the story that she told us about this world that exists, it's like an oasis, where these two aunts who are funny and they're bickering and there was something about it that appealed. And I said, chalo kar lete hain. And it was not like a very high budget sort of film. I think it was when I reached Lehra and we started shooting that I realized this is something that's really good. And I was so glad that I sort of said, I'll do it, because suddenly you realize that you're capturing a part of the world that is rapidly just disintegrating, it's disappearing, and it is something that I think we will value even more in time to come, because it's a world that we're leaving behind, right? And it's all about relationships, it's about community, it's about old age. And I think that's the reason why I took it on. Coming to the second part, that as a producer, the challenges have been many, but I've taken it as a learning curve for myself. It's the first time I had produced a documentary. It gave me access to the entire festival circuit. It helped me understand how independent filmmakers struggle. And that's the reason why today I've gone into Impact. Because I feel that there are some stories that need to be told, and they will never be told on a mainstream platform. And so independent voices, it's so important to nurture them. Otherwise, we will never hear stories that are diverse and different. And so while it's been a challenge, it's been, I think for me, one of the biggest steps that I've taken.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you did it, because advances in medical care have happened and lifespans have gone up. But despite all that geriatric care, we are a little clueless about, how to cope with the emotional toll of aging, I think. And that is what your film talks about and teaches. So I'm so glad you made this.
And what's really important, and I know that Anupama feels this way, is to value the old, the aged, which we somehow, it's such an absolutely inaccurate idea to think that they have outlived their use. I mean, that kind of language is completely wrong, and it's not even correct to think that way, because this is one old person is an entire library of experience of the time they've lived. There is immense amounts to learn from them. It's highly stupid to imagine that youth will teach us and old age will not. It's the opposite, actually.
True, very true. And Tanuja, what also struck me about this film was that it does not deal with age in the stereotypical, conventional way, you know. Because most of the cinematic renditions of old people, they show them as victims of society, sometimes victims of maltreatment by, you know, your kin or by the children. I mean, off the top of my head, I can think of Saranch, and I can think of Bhagwan, or I think Vad lately of Vad. So I'm so glad you've pressed that refresh button on that. But that's what I wanted to know. Was that consciously done? Did you go with a prepared script in the sense that you decided you wanted to focus on this aspect of old age, of old people, or did that happen organically as you went along?
Little of both. I did have a script, but a script in a documentary goes through a lot of change. I knew what kind of people these two were, you know, and I knew that they bickered with each other a lot. So for me, that was the fun. I knew that I was headed for fun. You know, and the team we had, even though, like Anupama said, that it wasn't a big budget, but we had A-lister crews, because just by strength of the story. They said, we love the story and I'd like to do it. You know, my cinematographer, my editor, sound designer, all of them. So I think that their personalities led the storytelling, and then of course my editor did a whole lot, where he said that why must we have this grave tone? We must have a fun tone, because that best represents these two, you know. And I agreed with him. So it was, yeah, it was to me it was a story of hope first, because of this chosen family, you know, and a great retirement plan for women especially, whether it be your sister or your friend, you know. It's great to live with each other and finally live a life where you don't have to listen to anybody, you don't have to take care of anybody. After they've all their lives, that's all they did, you know. And then to now just put your feet back and say, I want this, shout like the hell.
Just be free,
Just
you know,
be
to do whatever
be
you
yourself,
want.
you know.
Enjoy
So,
yourself.
Yes, and that's a great luxury, and I hope and I wish that many more women especially will be able to do this kind of thing.
So Anupama, this is of course in a lighter tone. Did you ever feel the pressure to make this film more commercially viable? Maybe insert a musical track, or maybe now I'm being, I think, a little vicious, but maybe show a marriage in a village and put in an item number or some such silly thing. Apologies if I'm sounding a little superficial here, but I can't resist asking you this.
No, it's actually a valid question, because I come from the world of mainstream entertainment, where everything you look at, is this commercially viable or not?
Right.
But I think when I saw the edited version of the documentary, I knew, there are some things that you can ruin by trying to make them mainstream or commercial, right? If something is so honest and so authentic, then you don't mess with it.
Yeah.
It was, so I never felt the need.
So I'm so glad you didn't, because we love the film the way it is. So I think the questions are becoming a little serious. So I think I'm going to break it up a little bit, and I'm going to request you to share some anecdotes which happened during filming, maybe something interesting, something funny, something touching, whatever you would like to share.
Lots happened. I mean, one, of course, like I said, my sound designer he just keep coming to me and saying that, can you not laugh so much? Tanuja, you're laughing too much, he would say in Bengali. Tanuja, you're laughing too much. I was like, okay, I'll keep, because for him, he was listening to everything. So, we reduced it as much as we could in the edit. At the time, actually the thing is, you have to be a smarter sort of crafts person in order to be talking to someone and at the same time be running the film in your head and saying, okay, time to laugh. Now I should laugh. Now I should, and I can make out when that artificial or fake quality comes in my actors. The gaze goes inward. I immediately know. Immediately I know, कि line भूल गए ना, I tell my actor. So you can't be fake. That's the thing. And especially in documentary, especially when you're with people who are so genuine. So there was no room for me to be. But I do remember the help when we were leaving. They kept, my buas told me that they kept asking, वो फिर कब आएंगी, फिर कब आएंगी, कितना अच्छा लगा उनके साथ बात करके. And my bua, छोटी bua said that we sent them the film, and I always laugh when I say this, that they found it okay. They're like, हाँ ठीक थी. मतलब they couldn't care, they weren't bothered that we were coming to make a film. They were more interested that we were coming to visit them, that I was coming to meet them, and they all enjoyed the whole cruise company very much. To them, that was the more important thing. But she said that तुमने हमको अमर कर दिया, and I think that is beautiful. But I did tell her, I said, बुआ तुमने मुझे अमर कर दिया, because my name will always be there. So it is. I feel so grateful. Both have passed away. And I feel so grateful that I was able to archive this. And since then, I always tell people, make films, like just shoot your dadi, nani, everybody, just shoot it. It's invaluable archiving of a time, of a person, of their thoughts,
True. Anupama, anything you would like to share?
एक ही है, आपने सब खाना तो देखा होगा. I'm a foodie. We enjoyed every day, like for the 7 days that we were there in that home, we were eating fantastic home cooked food every single day.
With dollops of desi.
Yes. Bada maza.
Even my sound designer, because they're vegetarian in this home, he didn't miss his meat. First he was very perturbed, he was very upset. Oh, what? No meat, no nothing. I said, no, Pritam, you're gonna have to be vegetarian for 10 days. But he loved the food, and they loved to serve us. They would just stand there and watch us eat.
So I think I'm going to come back to a little serious questioning now. A little the women-centric angle that you explore in your films. I was looking at your body of work, whether it is commercial films or documentaries that you have done, and right from the beginning I've seen that your films are predominantly women-centric. You started with Dushman, Kajol was the central character, then you went on to Sangharsh, Priti Zinta was the central character, and then I remember hearing you say in an interview that during Dushman, the distributors insisted that you have to have a male hero in this, that you can't go out with a film which is just, pivoted around a woman. But you, of course, were not deterred and you went on.
But then we did have to make that love story for a reason.
I know. You had to rope in Sanjay Dutt, not needed.
Otherwise, funding doesn't come through. Simple as that. So,
but that didn't deter you. You went on to make more women-centric films.
Yes. It's my abiding passion. I love it. It has only grown in intensity. It has not reduced at all. And I would want to keep making female stories as long as I direct. In fact, my co-writer is sitting right there, Ghazal Dhaliwal, of my co-writer of Kareeb Kareeb Single. So she's a wonderful writer, and so together we've just written a script which we hope to get made soon. But
wonderful.
Yes, but funding, all that is going on.
So I'm glad you broke that glass ceiling back then, and this was 98, 99, almost 28 years back.
Yes.
But today, apparently there seems to be a change in perspective, change in approach, you see, off the top of my head again, I can think of Mardani 1, 2, 3 pivoted only around a woman character. But then the downside is that is produced, directed by her better half. So I don't know whether we can give it any importance in that sense.
I mean, there
But-
are a few more. I would say that yes, there are. Now it's a possibility where you can have a female-driven film without adding, say, an unnecessary love story, having a hero also be a part of it. But the numbers are very few.
Yeah.
It's just you can count on one hand in 1 year how many. So you would think in 28 years a lot would change.
Yes.
But only a little has changed.
Okay, that's unfortunate actually.
Yes, a lot should have changed.
And what about you, Anupama? What is your take on this? This aspect?
The thing is that, we do have a lot of women now, but we don't, like she said, we don't have enough.
Yeah.
And I think what is also happening is that there are a couple of people like Tanuja who have decided that now, whether we are going to train female gaffers and sort of bring them into the system, or whether we're going to only work with women as part of the crew or ensure, like there are a couple of companies also that are now ensuring that there is more women representation. So I think that shift is happening.
Right.
And I feel at some point in time we'll see a tipping point will come when you will just see more women, because it's all happening
Slowly,
beneath the
it's a slow arc.
surface. Yeah, but it will happen.
Chalo, I'm glad to hear that.
I want the film to be a little longer. She doesn't think so. I think so. I still think it could have been a little longer. My mother still bugs me about it. थोड़ी और लंबी होनी चाहिए थी. But other than that, we did not have any problem. Of course, it took a long time to edit this. We had a lot of footage, many hours of footage, and so that was a reason for some anxiety for her, because the producer's waiting. But I do know that, and now I know it even more, that a documentary is easily a 3 to 5 year project, where it changes and it finds its tone, it finds its story along the way. So I've now come to love this format with all its requirements. Otherwise, if you hurry it up and rush it up, it'll be good, but it may not be what it had the potential for.
Yeah, true. What about you, Anupama? Everything seamless?
Yeah, I would think so, because see, I really believe that if somebody has a vision, your job is to facilitate. It's not to tell them how to do their job.
Yeah.
Like I really believe that. So while I've worked in television and there is a culture of stepping in and trying to steer the creative process, I inherently I always believe that you are a director for a reason, you're a writer for a reason.
Right.
You need to be given that space, otherwise everything will sound the same, right? If there's somebody who's telling you according to their vision how it needs to be crafted, then we'll have which is what happens largely, right? So, I don't think that there was any...
I mean, if you have demarcated roles and you stick to your demarcated roles, then I guess there's not much of a problem.
There should be active, like what we had was active support of each other.
Yeah.
Like,
So that is more important.
Yes,
Absolutely, I agree.
Not just standing and letting somebody do what they want, but actually standing there and saying that, what can I do
for
to
it.
help you and go for it. Yes.
Absolutely.
There was a interview I saw, actually, we saw him live. Brad Pitt had come to Bombay. My sister Anupama Chopra, she was interviewing him when one of his Netflix films released. Suddenly she announced, and guess who we have? Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt walked in. So we were like, wow! And he said his producer in his company also was there. And she said that when we made our last film, which failed, I was really scared. I didn't know what I would do, whether I still had my job. And we had a meeting, and she went to Brad, and Brad told her that I want you to get me exactly these kind of stories and exactly these kind of movies. And that's the kind of faith. He said, you did what you loved, and it's in nobody's hands whether something works or doesn't work, So I think that somewhere I think you're that kind of producer, that that really
So mutual support is what really
yes.
helped to make the film what it is.
Yes.
No, it's nurturing talent actually.
Yeah, that too.
It's really about nurturing talent. It's
Yeah.
about nurturing people and saying, I will support it and I will work with you to make it happen.
Right.
Rather than interfering and saying, I think it needs to be made a
Making an
certain
obstacle
way
course,
because after all it's my money.
Yeah.
'Cause
That's right.
That's where the problem comes in. And there was a time when we used to have patrons of art. We don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yes.
Because how do you get these diverse voices to happen if they don't have the support?
Right. Well said. Yeah. So, Tanuja, I'm also curious about the audience reactions, because your film was the official selection, I think, at Chicago South Asian Film Festival, then at Madrid Film Festival, then the Tasveer South Asian Film Festival. So, how have audiences reacted to this film across geographies and also across age groups?
Yes, I mean, and even in India, we had many festivals that we were a part of, and I love festivals, so it was lovely to be screened and selected for festivals. It was always this feeling of joy that people would first feel, and then there were, I remember somebody Anupama knew, who said that she went home and immediately called her grandmother, and so it reminded people, even in Madrid and in Seattle, in places like this, somehow of the aged in their lives, and so that connect is there, whether you are wherever you're from. The whole thing of that maybe you've somewhere forgotten your grandmother or your old aunt, and they must be thinking of you so fondly, and that and then if that sends you, so that was a predominant response, and they would always ask if the fountain got made or not. Which I have to sadly report that it did not.
So, and Anupama, you've also been on the festival circuit with
So the thing
Tanuja?
is, the film is a COVID baby. So while we did get selected for a lot of festivals, we weren't able to travel, so it was largely online.
Okay.
But the physical screenings that we did have,
Right.
I think we've always had a lot of emotional, there was always a section of the audience that would be overcome or overwhelmed by the film. And at first we didn't understand it, like what's going on. I mean, but
You mean tears and
yeah,
that kind of, That's amazing.
And then we realized that it's touched some chord in people, where they are connecting with their past, they're connecting with their with their elderly in the family, and it's maybe there is some feeling of loss or some feeling of it just brings up so many things for people.
Right. So, Tanuja and Anupama, I'm going to just wrap it up now with a couple of questions, because I don't want to, encroach on the Q&A time. So the last question that I'm going to ask you is, what next for you? Mainstream cinema or documentary? And are you working together on a film? You did mention you were working on something, right?
Yes, I am in the midst of a documentary right now, but like I said, it's a long project. It'll take time. I've also, me and Ghazal, in fact, have finished a script, and now we're trying to get it made, which is always a difficult part, where you have to find funding, then you have to find actors. Actors will dictate the funding.
Right.
So that's the point I'm at right now, and I hope to get that moving this year.
Okay.
Anupama and I, at present, we're not working on a script, but I would love to. She's doing more impact, and you are making another film right now.
I mean, it's in process, so we are in the middle of producing at least initial conversations. But I've moved into impact now, which is basically whatever independent voices, what films they make, trying to see that they reach the audience that it's intended for. So it's really about amplifying that message through different avenues. So,
Right. So I'm suddenly reminded of, two lines by Arundhati Subramanian, a poet. She says, "All is well in the world when two women drink chai together." and in this case, I think when two women
I completely agree with that. I think it's a wonderful quote.
And here in this case, when two women make meaningful cinema together. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to open the session for questions. Can we have a mic there, please?